The Beverly Hillbillies stood in their opulent, yet somewhat confusing, California mansion, the morning sun streaming through the tall windows. Jed Clampett, a man of simple tastes and profound wisdom, looked around at the ornate surroundings that still felt like a dream. Beside him, Jethro, his nephew, was bustling about with an honest intensity, his mind filled with grand ideas he had gleaned from the latest city trends. Jethro adjusted his collar and looked at his uncle with a wide, eager grin. "Uncle Jed, what you doing?" he asked, his voice echoing in the spacious kitchen. Jed leaned against the counter, a pot in his hand. "Cooking us up a pot of mush for breakfast," he replied, his tone as steady as the hills he came from. Jethro shook his head vigorously, as if warding off a bad idea. "We do not have to do that no more, nor nothing else," he declared. "That bonsai fella is fetching over his Japanese women folks." Jed looked thoughtful, scratching his chin. "Yeah, he is going to take care of him, but that does not mean he is going to do for us." Jethro waved a hand dismissively. "Oh, yeah, he told me. He is going to wait on us hand and foot. Them Japanese men do not have no truck with that women's lib." Jed raised an eyebrow, his curiosity piqued. "Is that a fact?" he asked. Jethro nodded, looking quite proud of himself. "Yeah, all you got to do is give them orders. See, I have been learning Japanese, so as I will be ready. Listen to this. Kamikaze, Toyota, Sony, 0. Jed looked at him, trying to parse the meaning of the strange words. "What does that mean?" Jethro puffed out his chest. "Do not smack into my car radio with your airplane." Jed considered this for a moment, his eyes twinkling. "You reckon he is going to be saying that a lot?" Jethro thought about it. "Well, not a lot, but if he gives them an order right off, they will respect it. See, Japanese women is trained to respect Japanese men." Jed chuckled softly. "But you ain't a Japanese man." Jethro leaned in close, his voice a conspiratorial whisper. "With me speaking her language so good. How is he going to know?" Jed nodded slowly, a wry smile touching his lips. "True, true." Jethro then reached for a pair of thin, wooden sticks lying on the table. "Oh, you gotta learn to eat with these, Uncle Jeff." Jed stared at the sticks with mild suspicion. "What is these?" "These is what you call chopsticks. The Japanese uses them instead of knives or forks or spoons. Watch, I will show you." Jethro attempted to pick up a small piece of food, but it slipped from his grasp. Jed watched the demonstration with fascination. "Don't seem to hold a lot," he noted. Jethro looked undeterred. "That is probably for me, like them karate chops." "You reckon that is why they call them chopsticks?" Jed pondered this logic. "More than likely." Jethro looked ready to feast. "Boy, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into them chicken-fried karate chops. You reckon these anything like pork chops?" Jed mused. "Oh, yeah, quite a bit." Jethro beamed. "Yeah, looks like we gonna be eating high on the karate." The front door opened, and Mr. Drysdale stepped in, looking as harried as ever. "Good morning," he announced. Jed and Jethro chorused, "Good morning, Mr. Drysdale." "Oh, sit down, have some breakfast," Jed invited. Mr. Drysdale shook his head vigorously. "Oh, no thanks, no thanks. I am on my way to pick up the women of Bonsai's household and bring them over." Jed nodded, concerned. "Well, how is Mr. Bonsai feeling at this moment?" Mr. Drysdale sighed. "Well, he still feels terribly humiliated that Granny defeated him in hand-to-hand combat." Jed looked down, a flicker of regret crossing his face. "I am sorry about that," Mr. Drysdale continued. "It was all I could do to get him out of his room. Well, I will be on my way. Oh, by the way, have you heard from Granny and Ellie?" Jed sighed. "Not a word. I hope they are comfortable staying in Miss Jane's apartment." Mr. Drysdale grimaced. "Well, I would hardly call it an apartment. It is more like a furnished room." Meanwhile, at Miss Jane's apartment, the scene was one of domestic chaos. The room was small, and the famous Murphy bed, intended to save space, was proving to be a formidable adversary. "This bed was right nice to sleep on, but it sure does take up a lot of room," Granny remarked, circling the object with a suspicious eye. "Well, Miss Jane says after you take the bedclothes off, it folds up into a sofa," Ellie added, pointing to the instruction manual. "No, That is what she said, Granny countered. Well, it ain't doing it. Ellie looked concerned. Doing what? Folding up. Granny, I think we have to help him, Ellie suggested. Let us see. Well, I will be swished. What will they think of next? Granny exclaimed as the mechanism finally clicked. Bessie, the family cow, had managed to wander into the apartment, seemingly unfazed by the urban surroundings. Oh, Bessie. You got your dress all dirty climbing on that fire escape, Granny scolded gently. Now let us see your hands. I was afraid of that. Now let us go get washed up. We will be having breakfast quick as Miss Jane gets back. All right. You could sleep 6 on this thing, Granny noted, patting the sofa. Crossways. Miss Jane returned to find her living room occupied by the Clampett women and a cow. Good morning, Bessie. I hope my landlord does not see you, she said, clearly flustered. Morning, Miss Jane, Granny replied. Oh, good morning, Ellie, Miss Jane added. Sorry it took so long getting your breakfast. Your kitchen sure must be a long ways from your bedroom. About 3 blocks, Granny observed. Where is Granny? Ellie asked, looking around the small space. Well, she was here a minute ago. Must have stepped out, Ellie replied. I did not see her in the hall, Miss Jane noted. What do you want, Bessie? Ellie asked as the cow lowed softly. She is probably hungry. Here is your breakfast, Bessie. I thought they liked bananas, Miss Jane remarked. They did. Bessie is trying to tell us something, Granny noted. What is it, Bessie? I think there is something inside the couch, Granny mused. They approached the sofa with caution. Well, let us see. Granny, how in the world are you? Are you all right? Ellie cried out as Granny emerged from within the structure of the couch. Of course I am all right. The dog touched this bed. I laid down on it, and it gobbled me up, Granny explained, dusting herself off. I am terribly sorry. I have never done that before, Miss Jane apologized. Have some coffee, and you will feel better. By the way, Miss Jane, where did you sleep last night? Granny asked. In the Murphy bed, Miss Jane replied. Oh, I am sorry you had to go and stay with friends, Granny sympathized. No. It is in the wall, Miss Jane clarified. Come on, I will show you. See? You sleep standing up? Granny asked, incredulous. No, it comes all the way down, Miss Jane explained. I declare I never did see so many clever beds. Well, we will need them all when the other girls arrive, Miss Jane concluded. Oh, it is Helen. I told her to come up the fire escape. My rent here is based upon occupancy by 1 person only, Miss Jane whispered nervously. Welcome, Helen, she added as Helen entered. Cheers, everyone. I will need some help with my luggage, Helen said. I will give you a hand, Ellie offered. Me too, Granny added. Bessie, I ain't never seen anything like these city beds. They sure are space savers, Granny remarked. I reckon Miss Jane and Helen will share this one. I sure hope it is as comfortable as Ellie's and mine, Granny continued. Ain't bad at all, Helen replied. Thanks awfully, Ellie. Yeah, thanks, Melvin, Helen added. You are welcome, Melvin said. I thought Granny was here, Ellie noted. She was, Miss Jane said. Granny? Jane here. Bessie is trying to tell us something again. I wonder. Miss Jane, if it will not hurt your feelings, I think I will sleep on the floor tonight, Granny decided. Back at the mansion, the arrival of the Japanese women created a new wave of confusion. And here they are, Mr. Clampett, the lovely ladies of Bonsai's households and her flowers of the Orient, Mr. Drysdale announced with a flourish. This is Mr. Clampett. Howdy, ladies, Jed greeted them with his characteristic warmth. Mr. Bonsai, your women folks is here. You speak English? Jed asked. Amiko does. We have great pleasure to be in the honorable house of Clampett's son, one of the women replied. Jed looked puzzled. What did she call me? Clampett's son. That is a Japanese title of courtesy. They set great store by Bound, do they not? Mr. Drysdale explained. Yes, and extremely polite, he added. Oh, I almost forgot about their luggage. I will give you a hand, Jed offered. Hurrah, ladies. Meet Jeffro. Uncle Jeff, Big Hillbilly. But me, international fray boy, Jethro exclaimed. You wear a karate suit, one of the women observed. Sure. I just cannot wait to have me a karate chop, Jethro said excitedly. You want a karate chop? She asked. I sure do, and right away, Jethro replied. Please do not ask for karate chop, she warned. But that is what I want. And the sooner, the better, Jethro insisted. See you later, Mr. Grindingham, Jethro said to Mr. Drysdale. Thank you, Mr. Drysdale replied. What are they so excited about? Jed asked, watching the departure. You are not supposed to do things for them. From now on, they will do everything for you, Mr. Drysdale explained.
Oh.
Well, take them upstairs. Tell them to take any room they want. We have plenty of empty ones. Go ahead, Jed instructed. What is the matter, boy? Did you fall over the rail? Jed asked Jethro as he returned, looking disheveled.
No.
I asked them girls for a karate chop and one of them slugged me, Jethro explained. Welcome to Women's Live, headquarters girls, Granny announced as she arrived. Thank you. Come in, Granny welcomed them. Ellie Mae, Susie, and Betty. Hi, they greeted. Now you can hang your clothes in the closet as soon as Helen's through taking a shower in there, Granny instructed. She is taking a shower in the closet?
Someone asked.
Well, it is too small to be called a bathroom, Granny explained. We hang our clothes in the bathroom? Someone repeated. Well, you could also call it the den, the laundry room, the kitchen, and the spare bedroom, Granny clarified. Bedroom? Someone asked again. Yes, we are so crowded here. I am afraid somebody will have to sleep in the tub tonight, Granny admitted. Miss, by the way, I cannot take my shower. There is a furry animal splashing about in the bathtub, a woman complained. Oh, do not be alarmed. It is probably just Ellie's chimpanzee, Miss Jane suggested. No, Bess is outside. Must be Frida, Ellie said. Frida. She is my possum. She just loves to play in the water, Ellie explained. I did not know Ellie brought a possum, someone noted. Me neither, someone added. She must have had it inside her coat. It likes to sleep like that, Ellie laughed. Well, Frida, you stay out of the bathtub when folks want to take showers, Granny warned. Yes, Frida, please, Miss Jane added. Miss Hathaway, it is my landlord. Quick, everybody hide, Miss Jane hissed. Where? Where else? Miss Hathaway, coming, she said. Mr. Finney, I am glad you are here. I have a complaint, Miss Jane said.
So am I.
I heard a lot of voices in here, Mr. Finney replied.
You most certainly did.
It was the television set, Miss Jane lied. You have not got a television set, Mr. Finney pointed out. Well, that is my complaint. The walls here are so thin that the set next door sounds as though it is right in this room, Miss Jane claimed. I do not hear anything, Mr. Finney said. Of course not. I made them turn it off, Miss Jane said. I believe I will take a look in there, Mr. Finney said. Oh, good, good. I hope you brought your tools. There is at least half-day's work in there, Miss Jane said. What? Mr. Finney asked. Yes, the faucet leaks. The tub is stopped up. The shower does not work. The paint is peeling, and you've got to replace that worn flooring. It is dangerous, Miss Jane listed. Well, I will tell you what I will do. I am doing apartment 16 right now, but I will put you right at the top of the list, Mr. Finney promised. Mr. Finney, that is another thing. The neighborhood children peer in at me all the time, Miss Jane complained. Go away, you naughty child. Go on, go on. No, I did not get a very good look. But that has got to be the ugliest kid I ever saw, Mr. Finney muttered. Well, Mr. Finney, the situation is becoming quite intolerable. Ugly children, faulty plumbing, thin walls. What was that? Miss Jane asked. I am glad you were here to see that with your own eyes, Mr. Finney, Miss Jane said. Oh, I was not. What did I see? Mr. Finney asked. Well, unless prompt action is taken, I shall be forced to call the Department of Health and Sanitation about the mice in this building, Miss Jane threatened. That was a mouse? Mr. Finney asked. Oh, what else? I never saw a mouse look like that, Miss Jane said. Perhaps it was something worse. I had better call the Board of Health, Mr. Finney decided. No, that is okay. It was a mouse, Miss Jane backtracked. Well, Mr. Finney, what do you intend doing about it? Miss Jane asked. Well, I have got a cat. Now, would not stand a chance against a thing like that, Mr. Finney said. Goodbye, Mr. Finney, Miss Jane said.
Excuse me.
Is Biddles almost ready? Jethro asked. Biddles?
Well, yeah. Food.
You know, as we say in Japanese, lunch, Jethro explained.
Oh, yes.
Anything special you would like? He asked. Well, I ain't gonna ask for no more of them karate chops.
I know you get uptight about that.
But there is something else I heard of that I would like to try, Jethro said. What is it? Judo roll, Jethro said. You want a judo roll? He asked. I sure do. You see, I am an international playboy, and I rocks the experiment, Jethro declared. Please, do not ask for a judo roll, he warned. But that is what I want. Heck, fire. I thought you folks were obliging, Jethro grumbled. That is wrong, son. Judo roll is not for ordinary persons, he explained. But I am not ordinary. I want to try everything. Now, come on. Let me have it, Jethro insisted.
Ah.
Jethro yelled. What happened to you this time, boy? Jet asked. I will tell you something, Uncle Jet. Them Japanese is real polite. If you ask for some of them special biddles, then they beat the tar out of you, Jethro explained. More visits from the landlord, girls?
Granny asked. No.
You scared him away for a while, Miss Jane said. Helen, what in the world are you doing?
Granny asked.
I am getting some charcoal burning in this barge here, Helen explained. Well, that is purely a decorative piece, Miss Jane observed. Well, Granny wanted to make us a hot meal, and that is the only thing we could find to cook on, Helen explained. Oh, there is no cooking in this apartment, Miss Jane warned. But where is Granny? Ellie asked. And Ellie went out shopping for some victuals. That is food, Miss Jane realized. Yes, I know, she said. Let us try it, Miss Hathaway. This charcoal is smokeless, and I am simply perishing for nice, hot London grill, Helen said. Well, if I know Granny's victuals, they will in no way resemble a London grill, Miss Jane noted. We back, girls? Granny called out. Well, you see what all we got. You're gonna have a feast fit for a king, Granny promised. For a queen, Granny. Remember, this is women's lib headquarters. Let's not exalt the male image, Miss Jane reminded her. What did you bring? I am starving, Helen asked. Listen to this, and let your mouth water. Salted down sow belly, all gizzards, ground hog sausage, pickled catfish heads and tenderloin, a badger and gopher gravy, Granny listed. I do not believe this, Miss Jane said. That ain't all. Tell them what we got for dessert, Ellie, Granny said. Pawpaws with sorghum syrup, hedge apple turnovers and pulp wheat pudding, and a nice, ripe goat cheese, Ellie added. What kind of market sells things like that? Miss Jane asked. You cannot get those kind of delicacies in no market. We went by home and sneaked into the root cellar, Granny explained. Yeah, and we peeked through the window, and we seen Jed and Jethro, and they were having a miserable time, Ellie added. Jethro had done fine from hunger, Granny laughed. Yeah. He was laying on the floor in his underwear, and Jed had to help him to stand up, Ellie said. It will not be long before they will be yelling and screaming for us to come back home. But we're gonna let them keep suffering until they knuckle under the women's lib, Granny decided. Well, I better get after the cooking. Where is the stove? Granny asked. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a stove. I started a fire in Miss Hathaway's brazier, Miss Jane admitted. Where? Granny asked. Right here, in her brass brazier, Miss Jane said. Miss Jane, I hope you do not put that thing on hot, Granny warned. Miss Miko, I ain't never worn nothing like this before. It is mighty fancy for an old weed bender like me, Jed said, looking at his new attire. No, Clampett-san. You look very handsome. Very handsome. Please, Miko said. Well, what if I was to spill victuals on it? Jed asked. You have no worry. You will spill. Miko clean, Miko promised. You girls sure is a blighter, Jed said. Our pleasure to serve, man. Please to be seated, the women said. Is that an eating table? Jed asked. Yes, Miko said. Looks like somebody has sawed their legs off, Jed joked. No. It is a Japanese table. You sit, Miko explained. Well, can I not better wait for the others? Jed asked. No, Clampett-san, head of household. Please to be seated. And have a sip of sake, Miko offered. A sip of what? Jed asked. Sake. Our native wine made from rice. You taste, Miko explained. Japanese white lightning, Jed remarked. Please to be seated. Miko will entertain while you wait, Miko said. Hot dog. Sure does smell good in here. How soon is Vittles? Jed asked. Oh, well, I reckon I can wait, but I am awful thirsty. Hey, you got a sumo crush? You have heard of sumo crush? That is what the wrestlers over to Japan drinks. They're always giving one another sumo crush. It is probably like an orange crush or a lemon crush. You got any? Jed asked. Hey, Mr. Bonsai, you ever do any wrestling over to Japan? Jed asked. Oh, yes, Mr. Bonsai replied. Could you give me a sumo crush? Jed asked. You want a sumo crush? Mr. Bonsai asked. I sure do, Jed replied. Please, do not ask for sumo crush, Mr. Bonsai warned. Oh, come on, please. You insist? Mr. Bonsai asked. Yes, sir. We step outside. It is better for sumo crush, Mr. Bonsai said. I sure do appreciate this. I will not forget it. Not soon, I guarantee, Jed promised. Well, I have got Granny cooking on the roof. I don't think the landlord can smell it up there, Ellie said. I hope she does not set the building on fire, Miss Jane worried. Oh, no danger. As soon as you are finished with your laundry, come up and have lunch, Ellie invited. We are eating on the roof? Miss Jane asked. Believe me, Betty, Granny's cooking is best eaten out of doors, Ellie said. I will get it, Miss Jane said. Who are you? She asked, opening the door. Who are you? The man asked. I am the landlord, the man said. Helen, guess who Miss Hathaway has for a landlord, Ellie said. Who? Helen asked. Cary Grant, Ellie joked. Oh, Mr. Grant. You are even more handsome off the screen than on. Does not that gray hair make him look distinguished? Helen asked. Divine. And those eyes. Those sexy eyes. They simply melt a woman's heart. The women swooned. Oh, Mr. Grant, you are my favorite star. My star of stars, Helen gushed. Mine, too, the others added. Might I ask you to autograph my slip? Helen asked. Who do you girls think you are kidding? The man asked. I beg pardon? Helen said. I do not look anything like Cary Grant. You know it. Well, Gregory Peck? The man asked. Yes, the women said. Give this to Miss Hathaway, will you? The man said. What is it? The women asked. It is a trap for her mouse. Excuse me, girl, there is a phone, the man said. Oh, no, compensate. I will get it. Clementine speaking, Miss Jane said. Hello, Jed.
This is Granny.
Are you suffering? Granny asked. Oh, yeah, I sure am, Jed replied. Are you ready to knuckle under and give in to the women's lib? Have you learned your lesson?
Granny asked.
Well, Granny, not yet. I think I ought to suffer a couple more days. Yeah, let us stay in touch. Do not call me, I will call you. Bye, Jed said. Well, now it is time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You are all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Do not come back now, dear. This has been a Filmways presentation.